Howdy, Janksters. We have a fun deck today. This is Ancient Adamantoise alongside Haunt the Network. If that sounds a little silly and a little janky, you're in the right place. So yeah, Ancient Adamantoise is a very interesting card. It is powerful, it is difficult to remove, it's just sturdy, and it has a very, very powerful death trigger. So the whole idea behind Ancient Adamantoise here is I want it to die. I'm ultimately hoping that it'll slow my opponent down, bite it, and get a ton of treasures. That's the whole point and purpose. Now, if this thing gets exiled, I'm going to be big sad, and our whole game plan is kind of up in smoke. So be it. These things happen. If you're not familiar, by the way, Haunt the Network, when you cast it, you create 2 Thopters and then dome your opponent equal to the number of artifacts that you have. So the Ancient Adamantoise producing 10 treasures is the bulk of the artifacts that we got. If we can get an Adamantoise going twice, if we can get 2 Adamantoises to die, that is a kill shot off Haunt the Network often. I have been able to deal well over 30 with this in this setup. It's kind of silly. We also have the Goldvein Hydra in here. This is a relatively or potentially cheap option to deal early aggression, give us a blocker, and also create treasures. It's doing kind of the same thing as the Adamantoise, right? Just potentially at a much better rate. Also, it is a Banefire. By that I mean, if it's late in the game and we have access to a ton of mana because we've had Tortoises die, and for some reason our Haunt the Networks are just super elusive, we can sacrifice all of our treasure for mana, throw it into a Goldvein Hydra, and just turn it sideways. That is an option. And having that option is pretty darn nice. So that's the idea. Also, I want to point out, we're using a reanimation package. We have Overlord of the Balemurk to help get the Ancient Adamantoise into the graveyard so we can pull it back out with a Valgavoth Faithful or a Zombify. That is the main game plan, right? I understand that we aren't going to be able to loop the Adamantoise because it does exile out of the graveyard. I want to call that out. I know. However, it's just such a clean, efficient way to get a big Chungus out that I'm just going to do it. Additionally, I had versions of this deck that were running Atraxa. If you do have an Atraxa in your collection and you are seeing this video prior to Atraxa rotating, she is phenomenal in this. The Rune-Scarred Demon is actually in here specifically to find the Haunt the Network, and it's a tutor we can reanimate. That's the entire point and purpose for this being here. That was absolutely Atraxa. Additionally, I want to call out Songcrafter Mage. That is not an error. This is not a typo. This is very intentional. Yes, there is a red splash. The red is here because we can play it off of the treasure tokens, or Starting Town is one card that we have that we can use to splash the red. But this is a way for the Overlord of the Balemurk to basically put a Haunt the Network into our hand. If we have a Songcrafter Mage into our hand and we have milled a Haunt the Network, we now have a Haunt the Network in hand. Additionally, we can cast it, we can use it to cast Zombify if it's been milled and whatnot. So Songcrafter Mage is a part of the engine. It's part of the gimmick. I swear, I promise. It's there for a reason. But yeah. Additionally, we're running Lumbering Worldwagon because I love this card. I love it more than I can express in words. It provides a lot of damage, it's difficult to kill, and it ramps us. Does all the things. So, honestly, it's going to be a minute before you see me post a deck here that doesn't have Lumbering Worldwagon in it. I think it is just a bomb and a half. Yeah. So there we have it, folks. So let's run this thing out and see what we can do, and see if we can haunt the Adamantoise a little bit. All right, looks like we're going up against Yojimbo themselves, which, rock on. Okay. Restless Reef on 1 into Wastewood Verge, Overlord, Worldwagon. This all looks great. All right. Honestly, couldn't really ask for a better hand. Haunt the Network in the opener is a little awkward, but that's okay. Honestly, with Goldvein Hydra, I mean, the Worldwagon on 3 being able to ramp us a little bit, Goldvein Hydra coming down as a 4/4 on turn 4, feels pretty good. And then if it dies, we get some treasures, and that Haunt the Network might actually be okay, even relatively early, just to buy some time and, you know, give us an edge in the race. Yeah, I'm so cool with this. All right. Let's begin with some Murky Veil action. Yeah, Songcrafter Mage it is, I guess. Which, one of the nice things about this showing up so early is our opponent has gets to have a question, just a moment of just kind of like, Songcrafter Mage? What are you here for? Makes actually this potential Haunt the Network play even better for me. But we also have the multiple world wagons, which also looks kind of awesome. So, all right, let's go get another forest. So the next turn, I might actually just rock out a world wagon and the tap land, and just out ramp the rampers, which is cool by me. Yeah. Oh, but you know what? I almost did that before shuffling my deck. That would have been silly at best. And as much as I love being silly, I'd rather be best. All right, let's do another one of those. I don't know what that means. All right. Mortuaries. I'm gonna put that one away. I don't feel strongly about that. I'm not confident that was correct. Summon T-Pain? Sure. Don't stop, get it. Alright, this is gonna be X equals 6. It's gonna allow us to do this. They probably are not gonna, yeah, they're not gonna want to take the trade because Titan is gonna give them 3 lands here, so. Yeah, makes sense that you would like that. That sounded more derisive than it was intended. Yeah, they're not in a position where tapping Titan is a particularly good idea. They're gonna just main phase Smuggler Surprise? Coma and Marrying? Okay. Why not wait? Okay. Yeah, opponent, you made a decision. Those are tapped treasures. Okay. So I could go... I'm gonna go full price on this beast. Mid a little bit, because we can. Do I send it? It would be an 11. Yeah, that doesn't really accomplish what I need, unfortunately. Alright. So sit tight, hang out. Chill out, and or relax. Yeah, this thing getting enormous is probably gonna spell my doom. Probably. Maybe not. Yeah, probably though. Yeah, make no mistake. This is probably GG's. It's because yeah, they full send. I can block 11, 6. Oh snap! Do I survive at 1 here? Block 11, 6. 12 damage comes through. Now, had they activated the Restless Cottage, I would be dead. So we get those 6 treasures. And I'm at 1. Okay. Alright. They're gonna bounce my wagons. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate, but I think we got it anyway. So, opponent, I'm gonna choose you. Make 2 dudes. Play that Haunted Network. And Songcrafter. is going to harmonize this Haunt the Network. Got him. All right, game 2. Oh, so yeah, no, Smoker Surprise is amazing. The Negates and the Duress are going to be coming in now. Yeah, feel very strongly about that. Heritage Rec, I don't know. Well, they got a number of yeah, the Overlords, I guess. You know what? I think we can take the Heritage Rec out. I'm not that worried about it. Bitter Triumph though. I feel like Bitter Triumph and yeah, the Duress Negates are pretty legit. And Songcrafter Mage absolutely just saved my entire Tortoise that game, so it's not going anywhere. I'm going to go down to... I'm going to strip one Overlord of the Balemurk just as a way to kind of thin it out and get us back into... We're kind of lowering our curve just a little bit. And I'm going to rock out with a Power 61, as I like to say. Is that the optimal thing to do? Absolutely not. But here we are. All right. I'm going to be able to lead off with a Duress. I'm not going to say no. And I even don't have to take damage. I was ready to crack the starting town for it. But here we are. They don't have any green mana. Oh, there's one. Okay. Well, that changes how I'm going to do things a little bit, I suppose. Stick the starting town. Yeah, stripping Esper Origins would have been okay. Man, they just top-decked exactly what they needed back-to-back. Good work, opponent. I am redonkulously jealous, and I'm hoping I can do the same. I cannot. Alright, Mortuary. Yep. Gonna surveil that land away. Because we are doing so fine on lands. Oh my goodness. We had a 32% chance of drawing a land, but based on the probabilities and the luck that I have... Also, opponent, you do not need to main phase those things. You can save it. You can wait. Holy balls. Okay. Top 12 cards. Have we drawn any non-lands? I don't think so. I think every single card that we've seen after our starting 7 thus far has been lands. All of them. You're gonna friggin' hit a starting town with a demolition? I am so confused by this, but sure. I'm not gonna stop you from thinning my deck if you want. Alright. I'm assuming they needed to fix their colors, I guess? I don't know. Or, I mean, do they have a Titan coming? And so... Yeah, they're just doing everything on their main phase. I don't know that... At the risk of sounding very rude, I'm wondering if they understand that I genuinely wonder if they know they can do this at instant speed. Because so far, like, most of the things that they're doing it at sorcery speed. And there's no good reason for it. Additionally, they now have the mana to cast Esper Origin twice and crew the Worldwagon and punch. That's the correct move by 1,000 miles. Oh, well, okay. Overlord of the Hauntwood is also perfectly fine. I did not know that was in there. But yeah, now they can crew and swing. You gotta do that. This setup is amazing, by the way. Esper Origins and Lumbering Worldwagon is phenomenal. It's so good, in fact, that like, somebody who genuinely doesn't know the mechanics could make it this far, you know, doing it. Alright. We got the Hydra. And as much as I want to send this, I feel like the correct thing for me to do is wait, because they have the they have the Worldwagon crewed, like, available in their hand right now. So I need to respect that and trust that it's coming. So, I'll hold off. Yeah, no? You're going to awaken the Honored Dead. What are you targeting? Okay. Fair enough. So, yeah, I'm going to crew in response. Because blockers are nice. And necessary if I'm going to live. Which at this point, not a given. Survival is not a given. All right. So we're going to be able to drop this Goldvein Hydra in as a 7/7 next turn. Which is hopefully going to be enough to start doing some damage and, yeah, just help shore things up. Again, not casting the S for Origins. I am surprised and a bit confused. That card is amazing when you play it. You're correct to run it. I don't know why you're not playing it. I'm okay trading wagons here. You can absolutely trade wagons. Yep. They don't flash it back. Everything's lit up. Here we go. If they have a counterspell, so be it. I believe I saw a Negate earlier. If that's the counterspell they were relying on. Tough noogies, opponent. Alright, so we're crunching in. And when the Goldvein Hydra dies, I get some treasures, making this Haunt the Network something. Alright, so the Merang on 4, sure. Man, if you had saved it and cast that out as a dragon, I would be dead here. Well, not dead, but like nearly dead. Mostly dead. But the chance of them spinning into something that can deal with this is very easy to deal with, so we'll see. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna draw them a card. I do get to see what it is, though, which is nice, because it is limited to just permanents, but they'll find one. Titan, okay. Seems decent. There you go. Yeah, and with that, I believe I'm dead unless we top deck a Tortoise, the Adamantoise. Yeah. Okay. Game 3. So, yeah, every single card they're playing is so good. Even some really questionable plays still wasn't able to do anything about it. Yeah, and Haunt the Network is, a little heavy in hand. You know? Is Deadly Cover-Up worth it here? I don't think so. Maybe 2 Duresses. Let's go down to 60. The other thing that I needed to do is clearly, if I see a hand with 2 lands in it or 5 lands in it, it does not matter what the rest of them are, I need to just mulligan it. Because that 5-land hand and then seeing lands for the first 7 cards, like, we just didn't have any action. This looks okay. We're on the play. The Songcrafter Mage is a little bit awkward, but we're going to have the Goldvein Hydra able to start swinging, and the Undercity Sewers is going to be, we might be able to put something worthwhile into the bin. I'm going to put that land away. I'm learning my lesson. I'm understanding how ubiquitous the flood is. I'm just going to trust that we're going to flood. I have so much confidence in our ability to flood. So much, you guys. Lumbering Worldwagon, and they were counting on it. Excellent. So they don't have... Yeah, they don't have another green mana source for the Haunt Woods. That's rad. Alright, this is awkward. But right now, I just need to put some power online and just send it. A Goldvein Hydra on 2 is about the dumpiest Hydra ever. But doggone it, I'm gonna do what I can do. Alright. Crunch, crunch. All right, and the Fountainport being... I should have been a little bit more judicious about... Oh, sick. Actually, that Leviathan rules. Yeah, by all means. So now I can reset my Goldvein Hydra. That's rad. Man, opponent, thank you. Friggin' legend. Alright, so 5, 6, 7. This is gonna be a freaking 7/7 Hydra. I also do love Leviathan and Sin together. It's very cool. I love this deck that they're playing, by the way. If I'm not mistaken, this looks very much like a deck that Power Dragon recently posted that actually, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I was actually playing a deck similar to this on my stream. Not too long before that deck got posted. So yeah, there we go. Good stuff. Opponent, GG's. Appreciate you. Here we go. Collector's Vault in the opener alongside... So we got the Surveil land on 1, the Collector's Vault on 2, into a tap land on 3, activate the Collector's Vault. Excellent. This is a very good start. I think I'm going to take that because now is the only time I want to draw Starting Town. Additionally, with the Songcrafter Mage in hand, having a non-treasure way to, having a non-treasure way to cast Songcrafter Mage could be relevant. So, alright. Let's do it. Hauntwoods, sure. Card's great. Adamantoise here is exactly what I need. Exactly. Could not be better. Holy nuts. I'm stoked. On your end step, in response to the impending activation, we're going to draw, discard which card? This card. And then we even top deck the Zombify. Boosh, baby. I like turtles. All right. So yeah, opponent, would you like to attack into this? You're welcome to. I would downright encourage it, in fact. No, you're just gonna kill it. Well, and hitting it with a Get Lost actually gives me 2 more artifacts, which, all right, I can live with that. A thing was done here. Somebody cooked here. All right. So yeah, it's no longer in the bin, unfortunately, but that's okay. That's okay. It would be great, but alas. So this guy, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This would be a 15-15. That's pretty sick, but I'm going to go ahead and impend the Overlord instead. Drop the Val's Faithful, use up some of these treasures to bring back the other Overlord and keep the graveyard spin in here. Spending more of my treasures than I would like to do this, but you know what? Doggone it. I still like turtles. Let's keep it going. Alright. Now, at no point did we mill a Haunt the Network in there. So that's a thing. But the Overlord of the Balemurk, just digging super deep. We got it again. We got it back. And we have another Faithful in hand, too. So, like, if this Balemurk dies, I can bring it back immediately next turn. Kaya, you frickin' turd burglar. How dare you? Fortunately, though... Yeah, the Adamantoise does have Ward. So, that's neat. Doesn't do as much as I would like. Yeah, they spawned into an Overlord of the Balemurk. Sure. So they are running Sunfall. I now know that. That's neat. All right, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This could be a 9/9 Trampler. I have to mortgage all of my treasures to do so. If I don't deal with Kaya... If I don't deal with Kaya, I am big time screwed here. Because, yeah, they just eat the Adamantoise. And that is a problem for me. I think I'm gonna mill me here. Yeah, I didn't really find anything too great, unfortunately. I've already passed the blockers. Wait, oh, they're actually gonna let... They're gonna let Kaya go? Sick. Alright. Honestly, that kind of smells to me like there's a catch. Okay. Yeah, Murky Bales is not going anywhere. Alright. Get lost? Okay. Oh no! Whatever will I do? Oh no! Actually, I'm gonna die immediately here because that's lethal. Oh no, it doesn't have to be. Just kidding, we're good. Yeah, so this is lethal coming in. It is a bit unfortunate how I'm gonna have to do this, but it's fine. They're running Ugin. That is very good to know. Alright, so I'm going to block that one. Yeah, I'm having to spend more treasures than I would like to do this. But golly gee, I'm going to do what I got to do here. Alright. So I can Collector's Vault, get another treasure. They have Kai in hand, so I know an Adamantoise isn't going to do squat diggity here, which is unfortunate, to say the least. So I'm going to go ahead and just crack this. Gonna hit that. Then, do I have enough to do all of the things I want to do here? Yeah, we Valgavoth's Faithful out the Songcrafter Mage. Songcrafter Mage enters, hits the Haunt the Network. I'm gonna tap the Mage to reduce its cost, pay 2 treasures, and get the kill. Boosh, got him. Haunt the Network, everybody, check it out. Alright, game 2. GG's opponent. I need something that can deal with that Kaya. I feel like Duress is a slam dunk home run. And Negate also is probably going to put in some work. I can strip bitter the yeah, I can strip bitter Triumph. I'm thinking dropping the Zombifies again. It's often the correct move, frankly. And let's get one deadly cover up in. Nah. I'll run no sweepers. I'll trust. Well, there we go. We got there. These kind of sequences to double tap with the Haunt the Network is bringing me a lot of joy. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like Songcrafter Mage with Haunt here is like low-key nuts. I love it. Because we have so much treasure, like the secondary ones, we can absolutely spend the treasure. We don't mind. It doesn't hurt. Yeah, when you only need to hit for 3, it'll be all right. Yeah, it's pretty rad. I'm enjoying this very much. I also keep forgetting that Haunt the Network does put 2 bodies online. Like, 2 chump blockers would probably go a very long way very often, and I really ought to respect that. On the draw, I'm gonna risk this. With the Surveil land on 1, I think it's likely that we're gonna find a way to get an untapped land here quickly. There it is, right there. Boom. So, Surveil land, and there's another one for our troubles. Perfect. Okay, cool. So we are gonna be able to... We're actually going to be able to Collector's Vault on 2 into Worldwagon on 3. That's the dream, baby. That's exactly what we want. Excellent. All right. So we got the vault. I'm assuming our opponent is going to be playing Cutzel's Flanker. You're going to exercise that. That's fine. That is totally fine. Because I have the Worldwagon. It would have absolutely sucked if I didn't, but I do, so we're fine. Did I mention we're fine? Dog, it's fine. Let's go. All right. So now I still want to find another untapped land so I can play the Overlord of the Balemurk and crew this thing. That'd be ideal. If we don't, we'll figure it out. But yeah. Man, exercise is pretty decent. Definitely a good sideboard tech, nothing else. Alright. Cool. Duress. Check out all my critters. Check them out. Just all creatures. No Duressibles. No, not a single Duressible. And I did find the untapped land. Let's freaking go. Alright. Murky Bales is gonna spin it, bring a Faithful to hand, tap it, send it, grab another forest. So I'm gonna have enough green to drop these tortoises. I don't have the total mana I need yet, but we're working on it. All right. Yeah, so we have Valgavoth's Faithful to bring back the other Overlord of the Balemurk. We still have the Worldwagon online. They're gonna exercise that one. I don't care. I don't care. I cannot express how much I don't care. Did I mention that I don't care? Dog, I do not care. Alright. So, I'm gonna do this. This is one of the reasons I love Valgavoth's Faithful, even over something like Zombify, because it just reloads itself. Like, these two together are just nuts. Crunchy crunch. And so now we have the Goldvein Hydra, we have the Adamantoise. Like, no matter what they do, we've got it. And we have another Overlord of the Balemurk in the bin for this Faithful. Like, we've got 4 or 5 different lines. Split up? Sure, treat yourself. I didn't come here to not play the turtle. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I gotta say, I love how cards like Adamantoise and Haunt the Network can support each other. Like, I think both of them are kind of weird, janky build-arounds, but the fact that they managed to, like, intersect the way they do is just a ton of fun, and I had a blast. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you for checking out this video. Please like and subscribe. Also, I stream over on Twitch 5 days a week. That is the best place where you can go find me, starting at around 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm over there, 4 to 9 hours a day these days. having a great time and concocting brews like this. So if you want to be able to kind of chat as we're building, that's the best place to do it. And we come up with all kinds of weird stuff over there, and I'm always looking for good quality community feedback because y'all bring so much to the table, and I really appreciate it. Speaking of folks who bring a lot to the table, thank you to the patrons over on Patreon who make this possible. Also, huge thank you to all my Twitch subscribers. Y'all are phenomenal and makes a huge difference. Also, memberships here. Thank you. You're amazing. Any other patrons? Angry Jellyfish, Davey, Hal, Carl, Levi Grattan, Big Mamu, and Vance. You're beautiful. I appreciate it. And if you would like to get your name read out here at the end of these videos, over Patreon is the way to do it for as little as $1 a month. I'd be more than happy to throw you up here and, yeah. And say your silly username. Assuming that there's no, like, hate speech or swearing, but, you know, within reason. Anyway, thank you, everybody. You're beautiful. I'll catch you on the next one.